What is up out there in the world, beautiful people? I hope you are having a beautiful day today. Wherever you are watching this from around the world, I'm thankful that I'm able to just be on your screen. Today, I want to talk about manifestation. Manifesting anything deals with energy. So what that means is that whatever it is that you care for in the world, whatever it is that you want to have in your world, or what you would love, I don't like to say want, because want means lack. If you look up the word, it means lack. Whatever it is that you care, or whoever it is that you care to have in your world, you have to have that energy first. It starts with you first. It starts with how you are feeling. If there's things that you care to have in your world, I'll give an example. When I was in film school, I feel like I've said this before, but for those that are new to this here channel, yeah, I'm just gonna go on ahead and speak to you. But everybody else that has heard these stories from previous videos, just look at this as a as a reminder, really, of what you can do. When I was in film school, there was a Los Angeles film school sweater that was not in the student store, and I had seen people wearing it. And I was just like, whoa, I would really love to get that. I really, 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 really would love to get one of those sweatshirts. So it took some months before I built up the courage to ask somebody who was wearing the sweater, how did you get the sweater? At the film school that I had attended, there was a military or veterans department. And the individual that I asked, they said that they got it from the military department. Now, prior to this, I went to the student store where we get our books, where we, paid for, the different things that we needed. And they were like, we don't sell those. I was like, oh, y'all don't sell this? So I was like, how in the world do I get one of these sweaters? So eventually I asked somebody, because people were wearing them. And I was just like, how? But not everybody was wearing them. It was very rare to see somebody wearing it, but I was seeing it. So I had finally the nerve to ask, where did you get this sweatshirt from? It's like, oh, well, I got it from the military department, the veterans department. I was like, whoa, okay. So I didn't ask where is that at, where is it located or anything, but I just remembered that. And prior to talking to this individual, I just kept telling myself almost every day while I was at film school, I'm going to get this sweater. I'm going to get this sweater. I'm going to get it every day. It was almost like a chant, a prayer, and I started to see it a little bit more around the school. People wearing it, and I'm like, I'm going to get that sweater. I'm going to get it. And even I got down to which ones I wanted to get, because the school had 4 programs. It had a film side, it had a recording side, which was recording sound or recording music. It had a game animation and a regular animation. So what was on the sweatshirts, and it had LAFS, and then it had either audio, film, a game, or animation that was written at the bottom of it. But it was really, really cool sweatshirt, and I'm like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. It's going to say film. It's going to say film, because I was a part of the film program. So I just kept thinking about it. I kept telling myself I'm going to get it at home, at school, walking down the street. I continue to be the energy. I continue to be that magnet, because I was genuinely serious about it. So one day, and it was it had to been 8 months later, 8 months later, one day, I just walked out of class, just finished class, and the class that I walked out of, right in front of the class, there were different apparels and just different just swag all over the floor, around the hallway and stuff like that. And my classmates walked around it, walked over, whatever, they make their way past it, and I stopped and asked about it. And I was like, whoa, because I remember earlier in the year, it had to have been like March or April, and by the time that I saw all of the swag on the floor, it was November or December. So early in the year, remember, I had asked somebody about it. So by November or December, I'm seeing this swag on the floor, and I asked, hey, what is this? How can I, what department this is? I finally asked it, and it was like, oh yeah, this is the military, department, and they were right next door. Their department was right next door to my classroom, and I never knew it. So I finally asked, how can I get this? So the young lady took me into her office, and she asked me what was my GPA, and I told her, I was like, I don't know what my GPA is. So she looked it up for me, asked me my name, looked it up. She was like, wow, you got a 3.8. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that. Cool. She was like, which one do you want? I was like, so they had the sweatshirt, they had a t-shirt, they had a hat, they had a few things. And she was like, pick one. I was like, wow, I want the sweatshirt. But they didn't have the film at the bottom embroidered on there. I was like, dang. She was like, we don't have any more of those. I was like, okay, well, I'll take the audio. At that time, I was boom operating. Now, if you don't know what boom operating is, look it up, or I'll do another video on that one. But I chose to take that one, so I was like, okay, I'll take it. But I got a sweater. So, moral of the story is, I created the energy. Guess what? I didn't even have to pay for it. Remember, they didn't have it in student stores. I didn't have to pay for it. So that's just a little example. But for me, that was big, because I genuinely cared for the sweatshirt. I have it still. It's with me right now in a different state. So I really had to, I manifested it. My last video, I talked about how me and my partner manifested each other. But we kept telling each other, we kept telling ourselves we're going to meet the perfect or proper individual for us to spend, our journeys with. We're going to be with somebody that we genuinely care to be with, that will help us to grow in all of these different things. So again, you have to resonate on this energy. You really, really do. I have a number of other things that I manifested. I manifested a trombone. I manifested a sweater. I manifested this apartment that we're in. I manifested a number of things, and there's probably things that I've manifested as a child that either I knew about, that was great, or that I didn't know about, that was not the best, that I didn't know that I was carrying that energy. Even as an adult, there was some things that I was like, why did I do that to myself? Just thinking, keeping that energy with me, that the things I did not care to have in my world, but because I was fearful, I was afraid, I manifested those things in my universe. I manifested that. So what you have to do is, anything that you genuinely care to have in your world, you have to be on that energy. You have to have that energy within you already. Everything that you want to see outside of you starts within. That's the whole point of this story. Everything that you genuinely care to have in your world, it starts within you. You have to know it for yourself, and then you have to start making actions upon it. You have to start taking actions on that. And what I mean by that is that, look up the information, do some research on it, start asking questions, again, speaking it out loud to yourself, talking to people about it. Because sometimes when you talk to somebody, even though there's going to be individuals who may discourage you on what it is that you care to manifest in your world, that's cool. But you have no idea who you will actually get the attention of if you talk to them. When it came to a trombone, I had talked to a few people about, actually getting a trombone. I actually was paying for a trombone from one of my friends from high school. And she had a trombone that she found, and it was from, I guess, the 1950s or 60s or whatever. But I was making payments on that. And one Christmas, and this was like probably 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago now. One Christmas, I actually was gifted a trombone by my grandmother. She took me to the pawn shop, and she was like, pick one. Pick whichever trombone you want. And I picked it. Okay, we had to definitely get something that was in her budget, but I still got one. Okay, and it's in my room right now. It's in my room right now. Matter of fact, I let me show you. That's the trombone that I manifested. Before I got that trombone, this is what I was thinking. I want a trombone. I'm okay with it having dents. I'm okay with it having scratches as long as I can blow through it and the sound is beautiful. I can blow through it and I can practice it, play and utilize it and perform with it. When I got that trombone and I actually saw the trombone, it had dents in it. It had scratches on it. But guess what? When I played it, it was exactly what I had cared for. And I was manifesting this for probably a year or two. So again, it takes time. Two, you have to be serious about it. You have to make it a part of you. You have to have the feeling for it. So when it comes to manifesting, it's up to you. People are not just going to give it to you. It's not going to just fall out of the sky. What you have to do is build up that energy. You have to build up, be on that frequency. You have to put yourself on that vibration. Like, these things are seriously real. That's what the energy is. Energy is vibrating. What you attract. You know what I'm saying? So when you manifest anything, make sure that your energy is right. Make sure that you're mindful of what it is that you care to manifest. If there's things that you fear of, make sure that you face those fears. Speak those things out loud so that you do not, your fear does not sneak upon you. But whatever it is that you do fear, sometimes that's what we get. I feared a number of things. And it's like some of these things I had to like really face. And those things are not always the easiest things to face, but if it's something that I've been fearing, that's the stuff that is attracted, so there's two things in this here video that I'm sharing with you. What you fear, you attract, and what you are, what your energy is, you attract. So if you have to, write down what you fear, write down what you care to have in your world, and start making some changes in your mind, in your body, because whatever it is you think, whatever it is that you say, what you think is powerful. What you say is powerful. Our body is an instrument. Watch Bob Proctor. Our body is the instrument that carries on the thoughts, that carries on the words that come out of our mouths. So be mindful. Be mindful of your fears and be mindful of what energy you carry. Okay, so I hope this video helped you. If it did, please comment in the comment section below and let me know what you have thought about this video. I'm pretty good at manifesting, so I'm making my business, and there's more things to come. So stay tuned. I have more videos to put out to show you, and yeah, I hope that this video helped you in your world, because it is truly is truly important, to recognize that we are the architects of our own universe. We create our own reality, so make sure that you got this under control. Don't let nobody control this. All right? Peace.